lawmakers keep passing more and more laws to protect us from ourselves. We're not children. We're not wards of the government. So why can't we take responsibility for the choices we make? Both federal and state government are continually expanding their power to determine what we can and cannot do with our own private property. If our founding fathers could even imagine the plethora of laws, regulations, ordinances, taxes, licenses, fees, permits that we are subject to today, they would not only roll over in their graves, they would rise up out of their graves and call for another revolution. If you've had enough, it's time to stand up and send a loud and clear message to your legislators that their days in office are numbered. Unless they stop the taxing, stop the spending, stop the borrowing, stop the porking, and stop regulating our economy into insolvency. It's time for the people, once again, to rise up and take a stand against overtaxation and overregulation. It's our government. Let's take it back. Thank you again for coming out here tonight, and God bless America!
Why aren't we getting jobs back into Josephine County? I'll tell you why. Because we've got a resource at our back door that is a refrigerator full of food, and we are starving our community because we're letting litigators from the activists and the preservationists stop us from utilizing our resources throughout our county. We have the president of the Waldo Miners District standing over here on my right. The poor guy, he hasn't seen a mining activity going on in Josephine County in years because every company that wants to come here and extract minerals has to face major litigation. They don't want to come here anymore. All the timber companies that are left here in Josephine County, I say God bless Swanson Superior. I say God bless Rough and Ready Lumber Company. I say God bless Indian Hill Timber Company. How many of you want to import more timber from Canada? No! How many of you want to import more timber from Russia? No! How many of you want to import more timber from China? No! How many of you want to buy more furniture from China? No! How many of you are going to send more steel over to China so that they can sell it back to us? No! Well, that's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Enough is enough. We have taxed ourselves into bankruptcy, and we need to take this country back.
The system that we have had since the 60s, in large measure, punishes those who produce, those who work, and those who drive the economy. And it rewards those who do not. Now, this is a program that's been going on. It's a step-by-step, incremental development of socialism in these United States. Call it democratic socialism, call it national socialism. But the main thing is the control of production and the distribution of the product. That's what we've got, and that is what has failed. It's not capitalism that has failed. Capitalism has had its hands tied by our Congress. All of you who get out and work and produce and make this country great are being strangled by Congress and regulation. So to repeat myself from earlier, All that we need to do to correct our problems today is get government out of the way.
Yes!
So how do we stop the spending, stop the pork, stop the arrogance? Stop the spenders. And while districts may vary, the numbers are going to stay about right. So what I'm saying is this is close enough for government work. 680,000 people in a congressional district, 60% are usually eligible to vote. That's 40%. That's 400,000. Only half of them will register. Now we're down to 200,000. And only half of the ones who register will vote. Now we're down to a theoretical 100,000. You only need 50,000 plus one to win. If you have an election committee, you want to replace a congressman, suppose you get 200 people together and you have them go out door to door. Each one needs to locate and convince 500 people to vote and vote your way. It's not hard, because most of those, 40% of those 500 are going to be with you anyway, before you even talk to them. Now you've got half of them, you need one more vote, call me, I'll go find them.
We are at a critical time in our nation's history. This country could potentially go the direction of the socialist nations in Europe, or we could turn it around and restore it to its proper constitutional roots. Cooperation among like-minded groups is essential. Put aside petty differences and work together. In the past, many groups have what I refer to as bunker mentality. Literally hundreds of groups, large and small. Everyone wants to take credit for saving this country. Everyone has a book or a magazine they want to sell you. Everyone wants you to join their group. This bunker mentality has to end. Freedom-loving groups must work together for our common causes and not quibble over fine details or quibble over who's in charge or who gets credit for turning this country around. Personally, I could care less who gets credit. I just want my country back. I'm happy to report, however, that more than ever before, we are beginning to see cooperation among like-minded groups. This event is a perfect example. In closing, I just want to say it's not too late to save this country. As bad as things are, they can get a lot worse. Freedom-minded people need to unite and ignore the demonizing that you get from the mainstream press. Rest assured, they will try to paint everyone here as radicals, kooks, anti-tax zealots, or worse. Don't be intimidated. Stand up for what you believe in, and most importantly, get involved. Thank you.
My name is Taylor Rose, and I'm 14 years old, and this song we wrote for this event, and it's called Pray for America. Yeah!
50 years from now, history will reveal this particular time as either a cruel indicator of what might have been or a timeless reminder of what this country is truly capable of. I prefer to be on the latter. How about you? One final note. On the eve of our national tea parties, Homeland Security and Janet Napolitano have warned of radicals on the right associated with terrorist activity.
Good for us.
While their definition of right-wing radical remains vague for the intended purpose of justifying information to obtain information on everyone on the right, their timing could not be any clearer. If the definition of a right-wing radical entails individuals who participate in tea parties to protest the massive infiltration of their own government and unprecedented government expansion into the private sector, well then I'm your radical. So then let me spare the taxpayer frivolous dollars spent by our own government to investigate me. My name is Sean Christopher Curry of Grants Pass, Oregon. I am educated, considered intelligent by some, and a proponent of massive rollback of government. I support and exercise my Second Amendment right and will continue to do so no matter what the cost. I am passionate about my beliefs and an unwavering patriot. If that is how Janet Napolitano classifies a right-wing radical, then they know where I am. Come and get me.
We had two messages that we hope to send on this tax day, April 15th. We wanted to send the message to our government that we are not happy. The sad part about that is that they already know, and they don't care. So our second message was really important, that there are a lot of us, and the turnout we had here today was just marvelous, and we made our statement in spades. So that concludes our program for this evening. And we thank you. The key is stay involved. Okay? Thank you.